If you're also keen on doing extremely demanding tasks while also being able to drive around in absolute comfort and luxury, the Ram 2500 is the truck to go for. With its incredibly over-designed and intoxicatingly soft suspension, a wide array of phenomenal powertrains, and an interior that would make even a Bentley blush, the Ram 2500 represents the pinnacle of pickup truck engineering. But believe it or not, Stellantis just made the 2500 even better for the 2025 model year, and it's now the undeniable king of the heavy-duty segment. Join us and let's take a deeper dive into why the all-new 2025 Ram 2500 wows everybody. A beautifully redesigned exterior. After Ram redesigned the 1500 a couple of months back, it was only a matter of time before its big brother got an update too. For the 2025 model year, Stellantis has made sure that the heavy-duty Ram 2500 becomes the absolute best in its segment in terms of design. As a result, you can say goodbye to many of its dated features and design aspects and welcome a bunch of new goodies in their place. For starters, the front end has gone through several changes, starting with the headlights. They're now a bit slimmer and sharper, allowing the truck to look quite a bit more modern and imposing on the road, while also amplifying its elegance. The same is true for the grille design too, as it has also been amplified and sharpened up, only further confirming the same bold and no-nonsense character that the Ram 2500 has always been known for. The front bumper has also gone through a facelift, as it is no longer soggy and sad looking as it was on the pre-facelift. Instead, it is now a single piece design that, when combined with headlights and the grille, gives the Ram 2500 a slightly angrier face than before. Keyword: angry, not aggressive. The sides and the back have been revised too. The rear end now boasts a slightly different bumper design and more modern taillights. The side profile now has less fussy door trims as well as less creasing on the door, which makes the truck look noticeably cleaner than before. Overall, most of the new stuff that appeared on the Ram 1500 has just been transferred to the 2500, and that's fine by us. The 2500 was the best looking truck of its segment even before the facelift, and now there's just no contest in this regard. Updated powertrains. The Ram 2500 has always been a pretty capable vehicle courtesy of its wide array of phenomenal powertrains. We're glad to announce that the 2025 model not only keeps these powertrains but doubles down and improves them. For starters, the most popular and most capable powertrain on offer, the behemoth known as the 6.7 Cummins inline-6 diesel, gets a slight but noticeable power upgrade. Gone is the 370 horsepower and 850 pound-feet version, and in its wake we'll see the appearance of a 400 horsepower version which also has some 950 pound-feet of torque. This is essentially the same engine as the high-output version found on the Ram 3500. However, its torque has been limited a bit, as 1,075 pound-feet of torque would be overkill for a truck like the 2500. Speaking of the 3500 and the high-output version of the engine, the diesel's horsepower has been raised to 420 horsepower, and its torque figures now exceed 1,100 pound-feet, which is enough power to kickstart the world if it ever stops spinning. The gasoline variation also gets a slight update. The 6.4-liter Hemi V8's power output has been increased from 410 to 430 horsepower, and the torque has also been updated to around 450 pound-feet, making it slightly more capable than the previous generation. That said, you shouldn't expect the Hemi to stick around for much longer, as Stellantis has announced that they plan on phasing it out as soon as possible from their lineup, just like they did with the Ram 1500 and their muscle cars. However, the biggest change for 2025 is by far the gearbox. You see, up until now, the 2500 diesel only had a 6-speed automatic at its disposal, which significantly limited its capability, especially since all of its rivals had 10 speeds on offer. But the 2025 version solves that by replacing the 6-speed with an 8-speed, which is, in our opinion, the sweet spot for any type of vehicle, especially a pickup truck. This is because it is far more responsive than a 10-speed, which is described as very indecisive and sluggish, while also being far more elastic and economical than a 6-speed, not to mention smoother. As a result of this change of gearbox and power output, the capabilities of the Ram 2500 have also been massively improved. This then leads us to the next big change for the 2025 model year, which is increased towing and payload capacity. The Ram 2500 was always a pretty capable pickup truck, however, it wasn't quite the best. It was always second to Ford Super Duty. However, that isn't the case anymore, as with the 2025 model year, Ram has come neck to neck with its biggest rival. The pre-facelift model had a maximum towing capacity of 19,000 pounds for the Ram 2500 and 37,000 pounds for the Ram 3500, both of which were around 3,000 pounds short of what the equivalent Super Duty could tow. However, as of 2025, this will have changed, as the Ram 3500 will now be able to tow around 39,500 pounds, which is only marginally less than the F350's 40,000 pounds. The 2500, however, will be able to tow up to 22,500 pounds, making it slightly more capable than the F250. The payload capacity will be virtually identical between the two trucks. The Ram 2500 will be able to carry up to 2,500 pounds, whereas the 3500 will have a maximum payload capacity of 8,000 pounds, which is basically the same as the current king of the segment, the Super Duty. All in all, a pretty good and, in our opinion, a very much needed update. The interior is even better than before. One of the key attributes of the entire Ram lineup has always been their incredible interior. Love him or hate him, you have to give credit to Stellantis, as there are only a few vehicles in the world that can rival the Ram lineup in terms of how well built their inside is. For the 2025 model year of the Ram 2500, Stellantis has decided to once again show how big of a powerhouse they are at creating the ideal interior, and the new model will now be at least a couple of light years ahead of its competition. Starting with the tech, the 2025 Ram 2500 now utilizes a more modern infotainment UI, meaning that all of the infotainment screens used will now be much more responsive as well as generally more intuitive than those of old. In addition, there's also the choice of an all-new 14.5-inch unit, which looks utterly stunning, especially in combination with the screen used on the passenger side. In addition, most trims now come with a digital driver's display, which has also been tweaked a bit to make it easier to ride and control. But we absolutely adore the quality upgrades. First off, most trim levels, except for the lower end ones, come with a leather trim dashboard. The higher end versions also get bespoke kilted leather seats with more modern patterns that give out an even more upmarket feel to the Ram 2500. The seats also have better padding, making them quite a bit softer, and because they were already the most comfortable in the class, we honestly cannot fathom how good these new ones are. Sensible pricing. Do you know what always made us scratch our heads? How sensibly priced is the Ram 2500? Honestly, in its segment, the Ram 1500 is the most expensive pickup truck, and for good reason, which is why we always expect the Ram 2500 to be quite a bit more costly than its rivals, but it simply isn't. The 2025 Ram 2500 starts at around $48,000, which is only $1,000 more than the entry-level Ford Super Duty, and the Super Duty is a much more dated truck in terms of tech compared to the facelifted Ram 2500. In addition, it is also marginally more expensive than the Chevy Silverado HD, while also being cheaper than the Silverado's posher cousin, the GMC Sierra HD. However, what left us completely flabbergasted is how unnoticeable the price difference is between it and the Ram 1500. The Ram 1500 starts at a little more than $42,000, which is around $6,000 less than its heavy-duty counterpart. And for that money, you get an anemic V6, not a lot of standard kit, and a quite restrained performance too. On the other hand, for $6,000 more, you get a much more capable vehicle that is outfitted with a V8 as standard, while you can't even option the V8 out with the Ram 1500. As a result, the Ram 2500 has become increasingly popular in the past few years, even compared to its younger sibling, especially after the Ram 1500's redesign due to the aforementioned discontinuation of the V8 power plant. We expect this popularity to rise even further with the new 2025 model. Thanks for watching and see you next time.